My child. Yes, you, the one holding your phone, the one who feels like this message couldn't possibly be for them. Stop for just a moment. Please, do not click away. Don't scroll past my voice. I know your heart, and I know how weary it is. I see you, not just as you appear to the world, but as you truly are when no one else is watching. You've been searching, haven't you? Searching for something to fill the ache inside. You've been trying to hold it all together, smiling for others while your soul cries in the quiet. But child, you don't have to carry this alone, not anymore. I'm here. I've always been here. You may have wandered far, but I never let you out of my sight. If you have trust in our message, please leave a yes in the comments below. Your support through a small donation not only helps our mission, but also fuels our journey. And if our content touches your heart, do consider subscribing. May God bless you. You've spent so much time trying to be strong, trying to prove your worth, trying to earn love that was always freely given. You've measured yourself by impossible standards, comparing your journey to others, feeling like you always fall short. But my love for you isn't based on your performance. It isn't shaken by your failures or dimmed by your doubts. I love you simply because you are mine. I formed you in the secret place. I know every scar, every tear, every hidden thought, and I am not afraid of your darkness. In fact, I came to meet you there. You've been feeding your eyes with images that promise pleasure, but leave you empty. You've opened your ears to voices that speak fear, comparison, and confusion. You scroll endlessly, hoping to numb the pain or find a flicker of meaning in the chaos. But child, what your heart truly longs for, it can only be found in me. You weren't created for a life of distraction. You were created to know me, to walk with me, to be held in a love that never fades, never fails, and never leaves. Come back to me, not because I'm angry, not because I want to punish you, but because I miss you. I miss your voice in the quiet. I miss the times when you looked up and talked to me without fear. You don't have to have perfect words. You just have to come. Bring your mess, your confusion, your doubts, your sin. I won't turn you away. My hands still bear the scars of the cross for you. I chose the nails, I chose the pain. I chose the path of sacrifice so that you would never have to walk alone again. Child, lift your eyes. Lift them from the temporary things that are stealing your joy. Lift them from the screens that drain your peace. Lift them from the shame that lies to you and tells you you're too far gone. You are not too far gone, not with me, not ever. I am the good shepherd, and I leave the 99 to find the one. You are the one, and I've come for you. Let me in again. I won't force the door open, I'm gentle, but I'm knocking right now. With every beat of your heart I whisper, you are loved, you are seen, you are chosen. I want you to hear my words louder than the noise of this world. I want to be your first thought in the morning and your last peace at night. I want to show you what it means to live without fear, to walk in purpose, to breathe deeply and know you are safe in me. And when you stumble, because yes, you will, I will not turn away. I will reach down with mercy in my hands. I will restore you. I will teach you how to trust again, how to forgive again, how to hope again. You are not broken beyond repair. Your story isn't over. I am the author and I am still writing. The pages ahead are filled with beauty. Even if today feels like ashes, my grace can rebuild what sin tried to destroy. My light can enter the places you thought were lost to darkness forever. Come and rest, my child. You've been fighting for so long. Lay down the weight. Lay down the guilt. Lay down the performance. Breathe. Just be. You don't have to prove anything to me. I see your heart, and I love it, even with its cracks and questions. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for your presence. Let me walk with you again. Let me be your peace in the storm, your anchor in the chaos, your healer when the wounds still ache. I didn't create you to be consumed by this world. I created you to shine, to love, to live abundantly in me. You are a light, and the darkness cannot overcome you, not when I am with you. So come, my beloved, run to me. You're not too late. You haven't missed your moment. This is the moment, right now. Just as you are, I'm not disappointed in you, I'm waiting for you. And when you return, I'll be running to you with arms wide open. No shame, no judgment, just grace, just love, endless love. Stay with me a little longer. Let these words sink into your soul. You're not hearing this by accident. I placed this message in front of you because you matter infinitely. and nothing will ever change that. I love you. I always have. I always will. Please don't look away. Stay with me just a little longer. What I'm about to speak to you isn't just another message. It's a lifeline. I know the noise around you is loud. I know the distractions come faster than peace ever seems to. I know your heart has grown tired from the pressure, from the scrolling, from constantly seeing things that weigh down your soul. That constant rush, that endless stream of words, opinions, images, noise, it's not harmless. It shapes you. What you surround yourself with is not just passing through your eyes or ears. It's entering your spirit. There are things around you, voices around you, atmospheres around you that you've grown too comfortable with. And I'm not saying that in anger. I'm saying it with concern, with a love that sees deeper than surface-level choices. You were not made to sit in darkness and call it light. You were not made to stay in environments where your spirit feels crushed, where your peace keeps running dry, where your joy has to be constantly fought for. It's time to look around and ask the hard question. Is this drawing me closer to life, or dragging me further into confusion? Some things didn't just happen to you. Some things are continuing to happen because of what you've allowed around you. You've been influenced, even poisoned slowly, by atmospheres that don't honor your soul. You've let in voices that flatter your insecurities, but don't feed your spirit. You've normalized negativity, surrounded yourself with people or content that makes sin look attractive and holiness look foolish. That's not your home. That's not the life I died to give you. You weren't created to live in constant stimulation with no stillness. You weren't made to wake up and immediately be flooded by the world's messages before you've even looked for mine. What you let in matters. Your atmosphere matters. Your surroundings are shaping your decisions, your thoughts, your desires. If you keep planting your roots in dry, toxic soil, how can you expect healthy fruit? If you keep watering the weeds with your attention, your time, your energy, how will beauty grow? I am not condemning you. I am calling you higher. I am inviting you to take inventory. Who and what has the most access to your mind? What is feeding your thoughts day after day? What do you run to when you're tired, when you're lonely, when you feel unseen? Be honest, be real, because you cannot walk in freedom while living in a cage you keep decorating. You need to understand that peace isn't just something I give you in private prayer. Peace also lives in the places you allow yourself to dwell. Some of you are trying to hear me clearly while standing in the middle of confusion and wondering why my voice seems distant. But I'm not far. The noise is just too loud. The environment is cluttered. It's time to clear some space, not just in your room, but in your heart, in your schedule, in your digital feed, in your friendships, in your habits. What you tolerate will continue. What you allow to linger will eventually grow roots. There are people in your life who are not helping you grow. There are conversations you keep participating in that only feed your doubt. There are pages you keep visiting, shows you keep watching, songs you keep repeating, and they don't bring light. They don't inspire you to love better. They don't challenge you to rise higher. They don't push you to come closer to me. They simply exist to keep you numb, passive, addicted to the comfort of the familiar. But I didn't create you to be numb. I created you to be alive, fully awake, fully present, deeply rooted in truth. You can't live on spiritual autopilot and expect divine direction. You can't keep walking into dark places and expect not to stumble. You can't keep surrounding yourself with compromise and expect conviction to stay strong. It's not judgment, it's reality. And it's time to pay attention. Look around. Look deeper. What in your life is stealing your light? What patterns are slowly reshaping your values without you realizing it? What's draining your strength while pretending to entertain you? What are you escaping into that looks harmless but has become an idol in disguise? And here's the thing, I won't force you to leave those places. I won't rip the phone out of your hand or block your access to the people you keep running to. I could, but I love you too deeply to control you. Instead, I speak truth, and I wait for your response. I stir your spirit, and I watch for your surrender. I'm not asking for a small adjustment. I'm asking for a realignment. I want your heart. I want your attention. I want your environment to reflect the kingdom I've placed inside of you. I want your space to be one where angels feel welcome, where your spirit can breathe again, where silence isn't scary, because you've learned how to hear me in it. It may feel uncomfortable at first, change always does, letting go of old patterns, stepping away from toxic influences, turning off the noise you've gotten used to. It might feel like losing something, but in truth, you're gaining everything. You're making room for me. You're making room for healing, for clarity, for purpose, for transformation. So this is my invitation to you, clean house, not just externally, but internally. Take inventory. Be bold enough to ask me to reveal what needs to shift. Be brave enough to obey, even when it's hard. If you need to walk away from certain people, I'll give you the strength. If you need to delete certain things, I'll give you the courage. If you need to unplug for a season so you can recalibrate, I'll meet you in the stillness. You don't need to have it all figured out. Just be willing. Just take the first step. I will walk with you through every part of the process. I won't leave you. I won't abandon you. I won't shame you. I will lead you gently, faithfully, and lovingly because you are worth the journey. And when you look back, you'll see it clearly. This shift, this change, this decision to be intentional with your surroundings, it saved you. It brought you closer to life, closer to me. I want the best for you. I always have. Let's remove the noise so you can hear me clearly. Let's clear the clutter so you can breathe deeply. Let's build an atmosphere of peace, truth, and holiness around your soul, a place where miracles can grow, a place where you can finally feel at home in my presence. Stay here a while. Please, don't rush. Don't scroll past this moment. There's something I need to speak into your heart, something you may not realize is slowly changing you. What you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're filling your mind and heart with every single day. It's not just entertainment. It's not just background noise. It's shaping you. It's forming you. It's planting seeds, and eventually those seeds grow. You don't always notice it at first. The changes are subtle. A little compromise here, a little desensitization there, a laugh at what once made you uncomfortable, a song that speaks against everything I've taught you, but the beat is catchy, so you let it stay. A show that glamorizes everything I died to save you from, but you keep watching because everyone else is. You think it's harmless. You tell yourself it doesn't really affect you, but it does. Over time it starts to dim your light. It clouds your clarity. It numbs your conviction. You were not created to feed your soul with darkness. You were made for light. You were made to reflect something holy, something pure, something eternal. And yet so often your eyes are fixed on things that celebrate sin, that normalize brokenness, that mock truth, that invite in fear, anxiety, lust, comparison, greed, the very things I came to set you free from. There's a reason you feel distant from me after binge-watching shows that glorify violence, deceit, or immorality. There's a reason you feel anxious and discontent after scrolling through hours of curated highlight reels and endless opinions. There's a reason your sleep suffers, your thoughts spiral, your spirit feels restless. It's not just mental, it's spiritual. It's deeply connected to what you are consuming. The eye is the lamp of the body. When your eyes are healthy, your whole body is full of light. But when your eyes are unhealthy, when they are constantly exposed to darkness, to confusion, to temptation, your whole body begins to feel it. Your peace begins to fade. Your focus becomes cloudy. Your joy becomes fragile. You begin to feel heavy and don't even know why. That heaviness you're carrying, it didn't come from nowhere. It's what you've been feeding on. You've allowed the world to serve you meals of fear, lust, pride, and self-promotion, and then wondered why your spirit feels starved. You've been watching things that stir up insecurity, that reopen old wounds, that tempt your flesh, and you wonder why you feel spiritually weak. You've been consuming words that contradict mine, and you wonder why your faith feels shaky. You weren't meant to live like this, surviving on scraps of truth while the world shouts lies into your soul. Let me say this clearly, not to shame you, but to free you. What you consume matters. What you watch, what you listen to, what you scroll through, what you meditate on in the quiet. It is either feeding life or feeding death. There is no neutral ground. Every image, every lyric, every line, every story carries weight. And you are more than a passive observer. You are a temple, my temple, and what enters the temple affects everything inside it. You can't pour in hours of content that contradicts my word and expect to feel close to me. You can't fill your heart with corruption and expect to walk in purity. You can't saturate your mind with drama and disorder and expect to live in peace. You can't keep exposing your spirit to toxicity and expect your body not to feel the effects. That stress, that tension, that brain fog, that exhaustion, it's all connected. I created you, spirit, soul, and body, and what affects one affects the others. You don't need to live in fear. I'm not asking you to hide from the world. I'm calling you to rise above it. I'm calling you to be intentional, to be set apart. I'm asking you to examine your habits and your playlists, your history and your homepage, not because I want to take joy from you, but because I want to protect it. I want to restore the parts of you that have been dulled by overexposure. I want to bring healing to the areas that were wounded by things you saw too soon, watched too often, or let in too deeply. I want to teach you how to guard your heart again, not with fear, but with wisdom, with love, with a holy fire that refuses to settle for anything less than what I died to give you. Your time is precious, your mind is sacred, your spirit is eternal. What you consume now in the quiet hours, in the hidden moments, in the lonely seasons, it will either build you up or break you down. If you keep saying it's just a show or it's just a song, but you feel more anxious, more empty, more restless after watching or listening, it's not just entertainment, it's warfare. The enemy loves to disguise poison with a pretty cover. He loves to whisper, it's harmless, while he subtly rewires your thoughts and emotions. But I am here to give you discernment, to give you courage, to help you take back the gates of your soul. I want to fill your eyes with wonder again, not for what is trending, but for what is true. I want your ears to delight in things that bring peace, not panic. I want your heart to crave holiness again, not because of pressure, but because of love. You don't need to fill the silence with noise. Sometimes the greatest healing happens when you turn everything off, the TV, the music, the scrolling, and just be with me. I speak in stillness. I strengthen you in quiet. I nourish you with my presence. But if your heart is too full of the world, there won't be room left for me. So come, fast from the chaos, step away from the constant feed. Cleanse your eyes, purify your ears, guard your gates, and let me fill you again. Let me detox your soul, let me renew your mind. Let me give you joy that doesn't fade after a screen shuts off. Let me restore your sleep, your thoughts, your energy, your clarity. I am not just the God who saves you, I am the God who sustains you. But you have to give me space to do it. What you watch matters. What you feed on will eventually feed on you if it's not rooted in truth. But you are not helpless. You are not too far gone. You are one decision away from freedom, one step away from peace, one surrender away from realignment. And I will walk every step with you, not with judgment, but with grace, not with pressure, but with patience, not with condemnation, but with deep, healing love. So please be mindful, be intentional. You become what you behold. Choose wisely what you place before your eyes, because your soul is listening. And I am here, ready to heal, ready to restore, ready to fill you with something the world never could, eternal peace. Stay with me, and let these words wash over every fiber of your being, for there is so much more I need to reveal about the power of what you watch and consume. I want you to understand that every moment you spend before a screen, every image that flashes before your eyes, every word that fills your ears, is not merely passing through time. It is sowing seeds in the garden of your soul. These seeds grow silently, some nurturing a tender hope and a deep healing, while others can become thorns of doubt, fear, and pain. When you choose to fill your hours with content that distracts you from my truth, you are unknowingly allowing darkness to take root in your heart. And while I long to comfort you, I also call upon you to guard your sanctuary with vigilance. The entertainment and messages you welcome into your life become part of the atmosphere in which you live. They shape your thoughts, mold your emotions, and even impact the physical vessel that I have lovingly designed for you. You see, just as a body absorbs nourishment from the food it eats, so too does your inner self absorb energy from every visual, every sound, and every sensation. When you choose to receive images of violence, cruelty, superficiality, or false promises of comfort, your spirit begins to mirror that chaos, just as a mirror reflects light. so does your heart reflect what it consumes. I invite you, not with a heavy burden of condemnation, but with a gentle call to discernment. Consider the things you allow into your life, the television shows, the social media feeds, the movies, the music. Each is a channel through which messages enter your mind. Some of these messages may be beautiful, inspiring, and full of hope. Others may be misleading, destructive, and veiled in illusions that distract you from the eternal love I offer. Every image that you dwell on has a consequence. It chisels away at your soul and crafts the clay of your character. If you keep repeating patterns of despair, negativity, or misleading ideologies, your spirit is slowly molded to align with them until you no longer recognize the person you once were, the person I intended you to be. Imagine your heart as a sacred vessel designed to mirror the light of the kingdom. When you cleanse what enters this vessel, you leave space for healing, renewal, and vibrant life. But when you fill it with the toxic air of distorted images, shallow excitement, and misinformation, you find yourself trapped in cycles of weariness. Your mind becomes clouded and your emotions heavy. I urge you, search within and take charge of your environment, not out of fear, but out of a desire for freedom, freedom from the chains of constant distraction and the unending noise that drowns out the still, small voice of truth. Allow your eyes to seek beauty that uplifts and transforms, beauty that points to eternal hope rather than fleeting trends. Choose content that awakens your inner strength, that encourages you to stand tall, that nourishes your spirit with visions of peace, love, and righteousness. Reflect on this. Every day you are invited to a feast of experiences, but the quality of that feast is determined by what you put on your plate. If you gorge on excess negativity, it can lead to spiritual indigestion, an ache in the soul that manifests as anxiety, depression, or disillusionment. These ailments do not come solely from the body, but from the deep interplay between your mind, your heart, and what you allow to shape your perspective. I have given you the gift of discernment, a spark of wisdom that can help you decide what is nourishing and what is destructive. Let this spark grow into a blazing light that guides you away from paths that dim your inner radiance. Now consider also the community around you, your relationships, your conversations, your shared experiences. The messages you absorb are not confined to isolated moments. They echo in your interactions with others, influencing how you treat friends, family, and even strangers. When you expose your mind and heart to content that values only fleeting superficiality, you risk losing connection with the deeper truths of empathy, compassion, and genuine understanding. My call to you is to seek fellowship with those who uplift and inspire, who challenge you to grow into the person I envisioned when I breathed life into you. Surround yourself with voices that counsel truth and grace, voices that remind you of the beauty of forgiveness, of love, and of relentless hope. Yet I know the world offers an abundance of voices, some bright and true, others dim and deceitful, and the decision is yours to make. I am not here to take away your freedom, but to remind you of the precious gift you hold, the ability to choose. Each moment you choose to filter out the noise and embrace the light, you are strengthening the fortress of your spirit. It is in these quiet moments of intentional selection that you reclaim control of your thoughts, and by extension, your life. With every act of mindfulness, you affirm that your heart is a sacred space, not a playground for every passing trend or sensational image. There will be times when the barrage of messages feels overwhelming, when the weight of endless alerts, the pressure of perfection portrayed in curated snapshots, and the lure of instant gratification threaten to break your resolve. In those moments, remember that I am the ultimate source of solace. Even if the digital world seems too fast, too chaotic, or too demanding, I offer you a pause, a moment of stillness where only my presence surrounds you. Allow yourself to step away from that clamor and enter into a private communion with the divine, where you can regain perspective and refocus on what truly matters. Consider the effect of silence on your soul. When you turn off the noise, you allow the gentle whispers of truth to resonate. It is in the stillness that you can meditate on my words, feeling each syllable transform despair into hope, confusion into clarity, and pain into purposeful progress. There is a rhythm to life, a pace that is not defined by the ephemeral bursts of social media or the fleeting dramas of the modern world. Embrace that deeper rhythm. Let it guide you back to the eternal peace that I have laid out for you. In the quiet, where distractions fall away like autumn leaves, you will find that the real nourishment you seek has always been present. I call you to re-examine your relationship with every channel of influence around you. Think of the power you hold. Every click, every pause, every moment of reflection contributes to the story of your life. It is not a trivial matter whether you continue down the well-trodden path of constant digital consumption or choose a new path marked by intentionality and spiritual enrichment. The choice, though daunting at times, is a reflection of the deep love and commitment I have for you. I desire for you to experience life in its fullest, most vibrant form, a form in which every piece of content, every message, every interaction is aligned with truth, grace, and divine purpose. As you navigate through this journey, be patient with yourself. Transformation is a process, not an instantaneous miracle. You may stumble and fall, caught in the allure of old habits or the comfort of familiarity, but I am here to lift you up each time you falter, to help you rebuild a life that radiates the fullness of my promise. Seek out moments of reflection throughout your day, a quiet walk away from the screens, a deep breath before responding to a message, the pause to think about what you have just witnessed. These are small acts, but they accumulate into a fortress of resilience that shields your soul from the barrage of life's distractions. I also want you to consider the long-term effects, not just on your spirit, but on your very body. Science tells us that constant exposure to stress, anxiety, and negative stimuli can deteriorate physical health. The tension in your muscles, the strain on your mind, and the restless nights are all signs that the environment you immerse yourself in is impacting you deeply. I came to restore the whole of your being, spirit, mind, and body, and I know that a compromised environment can hinder that healing. So be mindful not only of what fills your heart and mind, but also of what burdens your body. A peaceful atmosphere, both internally and externally, is a bedrock for a life that reflects my love and care. In this age where information is at your fingertips, but sometimes comes at a cost of clarity, I encourage you to be intentional about what you invite into your life. Make decisions with the awareness that every moment is a choice, every choice a step on the long journey of transformation. Let go of habits that numb your senses and rob you of the joy of experiencing life fully. Embrace practices that cultivate mindfulness, gratitude, and genuine connection. Whether it is pausing to read a passage that heals your spirit, engaging in a heartfelt conversation with someone who cares, or simply watching the sunrise in silence, these are the moments that fortify your soul against the barrage of negativity. I know it is not always easy to see the truth amid the flashing images and cacophonous noise of daily life, yet I promise you that with each act of awareness and each intentional pause, you are reclaiming a part of the divine creation that is so uniquely yours. You are asserting that your worth is not measured by the transient trends of today, but by the eternal love I have freely given you. I understand the struggle. It is not a simple battle of will, but a profound war for the very essence of who you are. And this war is fought not with weapons of aggression, but with the light of truth, the shield of discernment, and the spear of unwavering faith. Allow these words to be a call to arms, a call to reclaim your inner space from the overwhelming forces that seek to dull your brilliance. Let them stir within you the courage to make choices that honor the sanctuary of your soul. I implore you to examine every form of consumption, not with judgment upon yourself, but with a loving desire for renewal. Just as a gardener prunes away the dead branches to allow the healthy fruit to flourish, so too must you sometimes let go of what no longer serves the flourishing of your life. This is not an act of loss, but an act of liberation, a necessary step to ensure that you are nurtured by the things that bring you closer to my eternal purpose. And so, in the fullness of time, as you look back upon these choices, you will recognize that every moment of clarity, every act of mindful discernment, has contributed to a life of profound transformation. You will see that by curating the messages you receive, by choosing the sights, sounds, and words that uplift, you have fashioned a life that radiates divine beauty and resilience. In a world that often values the ephemeral over the eternal, you will stand as a testament to the power of intentional living, a life where every consumed moment becomes a stepping stone towards a deeper, richer, and more authentic expression of grace. Let this message be the beginning of a new chapter, the chapter where you are not merely a passive spectator to the world's endless parade of fleeting entertainments, but an active architect of your inner sanctuary. Choose the content that fuels your dreams and fortifies your spirit. Choose to be a beacon of light in the midst of chaos. And above all, choose to listen when I speak amidst the clamor, for I have so much more to give than the world ever can. Remember, my grace is abundant and my patience is endless. Every step you take towards a healthier, more intentional life is met with my unwavering support and love. I am with you in every decision, in every moment of doubt, and in every quiet victory. As you continue to seek out the beauty of truth over the noise of distraction, know that you are not alone. I am beside you, guiding, loving, and lifting you higher than you ever thought possible. May your eyes open to the reality that what you watch and consume is a reflection of what you deem worthy for your inner being. Let every mindful choice be a prayer for health, for healing, for wholeness, and in the silence that follows, may you hear the gentle echo of my promise, that with each step you take towards a purified heart, with each moment you reclaim for true reflection, you are drawing closer to the everlasting peace and joy I have prepared for you. Go forth with this knowledge, and allow it to transform not only your day but your very destiny. For in the careful tending of your spiritual garden, in the mindful curation of every experience, you are planting seeds that will bloom into a legacy of light, a legacy that shines as an eternal testament to the love and care I hold for you. I bless you with renewed vision, a heart unburdened by the trivialities of temporary distractions, and a spirit alight with divine purpose. Let the transformation begin now in this very moment, and let it echo into eternity. Stay with my voice, and let these words immerse you fully in the truth of what I have to share. Every act, every word, every thought you express is a reflection of the life I have designed for you. The life you lead, the energy you radiate, and the compassion you give. These are not mere coincidences or random occurrences. They are a mirror of the soul within you, a testimony to the heart you nurture. Understand that whatever you do, every decision and every action, paints the portrait of your inner being, and that portrait is of immense value. I call you to live deliberately, to see clearly that your behavior and choices are not isolated moments, but are woven together to create the legacy of your life. This is not a burden of perfection, but a divine invitation to align yourself with truth, grace, and unwavering love. Consider this: every smile you share, every kind word you speak, every act of service you offer, reverberates through the lives of those around you. They are the brush strokes on the canvas of existence, forming a picture that is uniquely yours, the picture that reflects the beauty of the purpose I have instilled in you. Let your actions be a testament to the light I have placed in you. Do not hide behind the shadows of doubt or weariness, but let each deed, no matter how small, proclaim the excellence of your creation. For in the smallest act of love, there is a ripple that reaches far beyond what the eyes can see, a ripple that transforms hearts and lifts spirits. I see the times when you pass judgment on others, when thoughts of negativity cloud your mind, and when you allow the bitterness of the world to seep into your heart. In those moments, remember, if you cast your mind upon the works of negativity, your life becomes a fertile ground for all that is unworthy. Instead, lift your gaze and let the goodness I have so freely given you shine forth. Do not allow the missteps or shortcomings of others to define your perspective. For when you choose to see the divine spark in everyone, you honor the truth that every person is a masterpiece in progress, intricately crafted by my own hand. When you choose to uplift rather than denigrate, you contribute to a tapestry of love and understanding that binds us together in a shared journey towards spiritual wholeness. Reflect on the power of thought and the essence of your inner dialogue. If you continually think negatively about others, you are anchoring your spirit in a place of judgment and discontent. Instead, lift your mind and heart in compassion. Understand that every human being is battling their own hardships, their own shadows, and it is not for you to add to that burden with cruel words or harsh thoughts. Replace judgment with empathy, suspicion with understanding, and negativity with a fervent desire to see the good in everyone.